Diddy diddy dum diddy do. There she was, just a walking down the street, singing do a diddy diddy dum diddy do. She looks good, she looks fine, she looks good, she looks fine, and I nearly lost my mind. Do you guys know this song? If you want to be happy for the rest of your life, never make a beautiful woman your wife. Believe me, what I'm telling you is true. Get an ugly girl to marry you. Yeah, it's true. Hello, everybody. I see people are joining in already. Excellent. Very happy to have you. Thank you for joining me. My name is Coach Shane. It says so right there, right there. There you go. Hannah, how you doing, Hannah? Good to see you. Good to see you. Vishu, Felipe, Julio. Excellent. Is it Julio? Oh, Steve. What are you doing, Steve? Get out of here, Steve. Don't be teasing me, Steve. Welcome everybody. Danny from Argentina. Great to see you. Ilke, how you doing? Good to have you, everybody. Welcome. Luciana, great to have you. Oh, I love when I see my students here, my actual real live superstar students. That's so cool. Steve's the man. 1-2 Jiu-Jitsu, everybody. If you're on Instagram, we got 1-2 Jiu-Jitsu. He is a Jiu-Jitsu god. He's an outstanding Jiu-Jitsu coach. Steve, I'm thinking of inviting you to a business group that I attend. I'll talk to you about it on Tuesday. If you're interested, let me know. Julio from Dominican Republic. Is that right, DR? Vishu, how you doing? Great, everybody. Great to have you. So yeah, my name's Coach Shane. I'm an English coach. I help people like you master English. That's my job. The job of a coach is what? To create champions. Only a coach that creates champions is successful. I'm successful. I've got lots of champions. Luciana, Hannah, two of my champions. They're excellent. They do an excellent job because they study hard. They listen to what I tell them to do, and they do a great job. And I want you to join in too. Oh, that's cool, Steve. That's cool. Okay, we got William from Brazil. Welcome. Obrigado. Mario from Mexico. Gracias. Al Mansuri. Is that Turkey? I have no idea. In your opinion, what is the importance of reading in English learning? Reading is fine. Reading is great. If you like reading, read. That's my opinion. My focus is speaking and listening. Okay, so I don't really touch reading. Personally, I love to read, and it's a personal thing, right? Of course, I speak English. I only read English books. Now, I mastered the Korean language. My second language was Korean, and I never read a book in Korean. I wasn't interested in it because vernacular, spoken, daily life Korean and Korean that you would find in a book are different. It's a different style of speaking. It's a different style of communicating. So I wasn't interested in that. I didn't feel I needed to learn it. And I was correct. I didn't. So if you like it, then absolutely do it. What's the purpose of reading? If it's for your personal satisfaction, excellent. But are you reading for another reason? I would be curious to know what that reason is. Nick from Russia. Spasibo. Oh, we got more from hello from Russia. It's good to see you, Coach Shane. Give me your name. That's so cool. Jiang Pham is back. Korea's in the house. Konshin is here. Excellent. Pangapsaumnaida. Welcome. Jiang Pham, assuming you're Vietnamese. Kam ung. I'm working on my languages. Yeah, so reading, it's great if that's your thing. I love reading in English. I have and had no desire to read in Korean. For me, when I mastered Korean, listening and speaking were much more my style. That was much more my style. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. Ranya's here. Good to see ya. Welcome, everybody. Give me questions. Why am I here today? I'm here to answer questions that you might have. Do you have any questions about learning English? I want you to join my classes. Jiang, I've got a question. How do I learn vocabulary when I watch movies without subtitles? To be honest, I don't want to watch movies with subtitles. Exactly. So movies are different compared to TV shows. Okay. Movies are a one-off 2-hour experience. And I don't know what genre of movie you're referring to, but I would leave movies purely for entertainment. But television shows, this is something that you can study, consciously study. And Jiang's question is, how do I learn vocabulary when I watch without subtitles? And my answer is, don't worry about it. And I know that doesn't make sense, but I'm serious. And I'm very, very serious about that. That's how I learned Korean. I learned Korean from ground zero, nothing. And I watched Korean TV. I didn't know anything. I didn't know nothing. I was actually kind of forced to watch Korean TV. There was nothing else to do. There was just Korean TV, and that was it. So I sat there and watched it. But after a couple weeks, it's every Tuesday. It was Tuesday or Wednesday. I can't remember. I think it was Tuesday. Anyway, every night, every Tuesday, I watched this Korean TV show. And I had no idea what they were saying. However, it was the same show every Tuesday. I watched it every week. After about 3 weeks, I started to understand what was happening. After 6 weeks, 7 weeks, I started to recognize phrases like hello or wife, 여보, 자기야, 사랑해, 사랑해. I love you. I started to recognize these different expressions. I had no dictionary. I didn't know how to spell it, but I could understand it. That's how I learned. And as time went, I learned more and more and more and more, and I started to be very comfortable with the language. Then I learned how to spell. Korean has an alphabet. I learned how to spell. And then I started to learn how to read. And I would read signs, or I would read the menu. And then I would listen to Korean songs, and I would look at the lyrics, and I would read the lyrics and sing the song. And then I would go to the dictionary to find out what the word meant. But many times I couldn't find the word because of conjugation and things like that. So then I learned grammar. I learned the Korean language the proper way. The problem with most of you is you learned English bass-ackwards. You started with grammar and vocabulary, and then some reading and writing, and then some listening, and then some speaking. And it's not your fault. That's the education system. That's the way the education system works. So you need to basically unlearn that process. When you were a child, when you were a baby, you learned your native language, right? From mom and dad. And what's really important to understand is a child, when they learn the language from their mom and dad, do they ask questions? Do they say to their mother, "Mother, what does PP mean?" Do they ask questions? No, they don't. They don't ask questions. They never ask questions. They just listen, get a feel, and they eventually start to use it. They never ask questions. They never question anything. They just look, listen, and learn. And all of that takes place in your right brain. Your brain has two hemispheres, a right side and a left side. And all of that is in the right side. When we start asking questions, why this? How this? When do we use this conjugation? What's past tense, future tense, present tense? What's a gerund? When we start asking questions, we're using our left brain. And now we analyze. Language learning is best learned in the right brain. Okay? That's where language learning is best learned, not in the left brain. Later on, when we want to be experts, that's when we go to the left brain, but not in the beginning. So you guys, you already studied vocabulary and grammar, and reading comprehension is pretty good. You need to unlearn that. You need to go back to the right brain. So Jiangfang, don't worry about vocabulary. Seriously, don't care. Just make watching TV a right brain activity. That was a long answer. I apologize, but I hope you understand what I was talking about. Julio, Humanity says, hi, how you doing, Humanity? Julio, I loved your Spotify podcast. Oh, no, I just made a new one last week. I just made a new one, Julio. Which one? The E cubed? Humanity can talk a little bit about teaching students who don't attend to class activities and just focus on test scores, especially written question. Yeah, so that's why for me, humanity rules. I don't, to be honest, I don't want most people to join my classes because, oh, Juliana, how you doing, Juliana? I don't like weak people, and I don't like complainers, and I don't like I don't like weak people. I don't like complainers. If you join my classes and you're not serious, you must be rich because you're wasting your money. You need to be serious if you're going to join my classes. I'm a coach. I make champions. If I can't make you into a champion, that makes me look bad. Okay? So when you sign up with me, my reputation is on the line. You need to do a good job. I'm there for you. I'm going to do everything I can to help you, but you need to work also, okay? And I don't ask much. So when people don't show up, when people don't do things, then yeah, I've kicked students out. I've canceled contracts, refunded money. I don't want it. Yeah. Not all money is good money. Not all students are good students. So if you can pick and choose your students, that's what I recommend you do. Shane, how to understand music words? It's so difficult, William asks. Absolutely. So you have to remember, lyrics to a song is poetry. And when we speak our language, do we speak in poetry? No, we don't. So that's why studying song lyrics is fun. You can enjoy it, but it can be really confusing. Also, really useless. To be honest, you're not going to use the expressions you find in a song useful in conversation. Okay, you can, the name of the song. Oh, did you hear the new song by Maluma? Oh, it's so cool. I love it. The name of the song, the name of the singer is useful, but the actual lyrics usually are not useful. Okay, so that's something you should remember. Shub, how are you doing? Shub is my video man, my right-hand video man. Let me get to my other chat here. So many great questions. What city am I in? I'm in the country. I'm not in a city. I'm in the country. I'm in a place called Vermont, and we're right south of Canada, right south of Canada. Are you still volunteering at the radio station? Yes, I did my radio show yesterday. Calty Next is here. I love your lessons. Thank you so much. JP Dynabook says, thanks for the lesson on how a brain works. My pleasure. What's the difference between recall and remember? Depends on how you use it. Basically, they're the same thing, but it depends, I guess. For me, learning grammar first was the best way to understand the English language, but I understand that everyone is different. Exactly. Yeah, you're absolutely right. I'm talking in generals, but yeah, you're totally cool. You're unique, Victor. I would assume, I'm not joking. I would assume, Victor, that you have a high IQ. I'm not joking, because grammar of a language is essentially mathematics, and if that is what helped you, that means you're probably very intelligent, very left-brained, which is perfect. That's great. Um, how you doing? I'm doing good. I'm doing good. Yeah, exactly. Sergey, hi Shane. What do you think about learning with comprehensible input? You should learn English with realistic situations. You should learn English so that you can focus on your output. Okay? I'm not joking about that. Um, you need to learn English that affects you. Look at your daily life. Look at your daily life. Look at your interests. That's the English you need to learn. Look at who you talk to. Look at your hobbies. That's the English you need to learn. Okay? That's really important. Uh, so it's not, the input should be directly related to your life and your situations so that you can directly output what you've learned. So, for example, you like the NBA basketball. Okay? Which team? You like the Memphis Grizzlies NBA basketball team. Excellent. What you should be doing every week, you should be listening to a podcast about the Memphis Grizzlies basketball team. Believe me, there are going to be many of them. Pick one, find one, at least one, and listen to it every week, because that's your English. And as you listen to their stuff, you should go on their page or Instagram or Twitter or whatever and start leaving comments in English using the expressions that you're hearing in the podcast. That's your language. That's your situation. That's what you need to be doing. So the input needs to be personally related, useful to you, and then you need to output as fast as possible. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. How to become a native speaker? Be born in the country. Not joking. Not joking. That's the only way you're gonna do it. Bum 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 bum. Oh, so many comments, guys. I love it. Ivan says, "Thank you for your work and dedication. Thank you. Until now, I don't know how to pay." You're in Iran, right? Iran. So yeah, payment in Iran it's possible, but next to impossible. Did you study the theories of language acquisition, or do you just know them from experience? Oh, I studied my ass off. Yeah, I studied a lot. I love your lessons a lot, and I learned a lot from your daily dictation. Daily dictation, everybody should be listening to daily dictation. I'm in the States. Yes, Shub, I am in the States. I'm in the States, United States, the state of Vermont. Look it up. Vermont, the state of Vermont. The location is right next to Canada, but it's in the United States. Proper grammar allows you to convey your intended meaning clearly and precisely. Without it, sentences can be ambiguous, confusing, or even convey the wrong message entirely. You're absolutely right. If you are writing in English, you must have proper grammar. There's no exception. You have to have, especially as a business person, your grammar must be perfect. Thank God we have AI, because AI, like ChatGPT 4, made everyone's life easier for writing, for grammar. When you're speaking, much less important. Much less important. Pronunciation becomes the king when you're speaking. It's pronunciation and rhythm. Those are what's important for speaking. Is grammar not important? No. We want to have perfect grammar when we speak too, but many people are nervous when they speak, and that's going to make their grammar worse. So don't worry about it. But when you write, your grammar needs to be perfect. If you're not using AI, why not? Makes no sense to me. Any tips for vocabulary? I'll talk about that later, guys. I got a lot of tips. Heated debates around on how to start your own language learning, that you might get criticism by some people if you told them to unlearn the basics of language. Oh, people hate English teachers hate me because I'm right. I come from a small town called Termez. It's great to meet you. The best way to learn English is listen and try to understand the best no songs. Am I right? What do you think about it? Yeah, I don't think there's a best way to do anything, but what works for you might be best. That's what I did. What you did is the same thing I did. I watched shows in Korean and listened to music in Korean. That's how I started to learn Korean. Yeah. And that worked for me. It doesn't work for everybody, but that worked for me. Algeria. Algeria, you can use Western Union. Get the lessons. How to improve listening comprehension. Take my daily dictation videos. You're on YouTube, search for daily dictation, okay? And watch my videos. Start at lesson number 1. Watch my videos. I'll go back over here. Jalolidin Lifestyle. Hey, how you doing, Shane? I'm doing great. Panis English Teaching. You're the best teacher, Coach Shane, is it? Thank you so much. A fellow English teacher. That makes me really happy. Martini, you and me every day. Word up. Gand Frushan. My English is not bad in reading and listening, but I'm terrible in speaking. What do I do? I'll explain. Thank you for your answer. A big fan since 2009. That is so cool. Thank you so much. I work at an institute and deal with lots of such students. Ugh, yeah, the pain, lazy students, right? So for speaking, the only way to improve your speaking, well, not the only way. I think a very good way to improve your speaking is, first of all, fix pronunciation. You don't have to sound like a native English speaker. Absolutely not. You don't have to get rid of your accent. You can have your accent. No problem at all. Seriously, no problem. If you're French, you got a French accent, fine. Chinese accent, fine. If you're Mexican, you got a Spanish accent, fine. Doesn't matter. The accent is fine. But your pronunciation needs to be good. It doesn't even have to be great, but it needs to be good. I could be specific and say consonants and vowels. Consonants are where your focus should be. But anyway, pronunciation. The only way, not the only way, nearly the only way to fix pronunciation is to have coaching, like with me. I need to be able to hear you. I need to be able to see you. I need to be able to fix your pronunciation. And not once, but repeatedly, because I can fix for anybody. I can fix your pronunciation problem in 10 minutes, less than 10 minutes. I had an Indian student, and he lives in America, and he needed to fix his pronunciation. Some parts of his pronunciation were terrible. One of his worst was the TH sound. I fixed his pronunciation in 5 minutes. Fixed. It was perfect. What happened 2 days later? Terrible pronunciation again. And I told him, oh, fix your TH. Then he fixed it. 3 days later, terrible pronunciation again. Oh, TH. Then he fixed it. This is what you have to have, this repeated. It takes 20, well, theoretically, it takes 20 days to develop a habit. Okay? 20 consecutive days to develop a habit. Once you develop a habit, then you're going to develop a behavior. Once you develop a behavior, then you're going to develop a characteristic. Once you develop a characteristic, you're going to enhance or unenhance your personality. So you have to have somebody guiding you, precisely you, on your pronunciation. I can teach. So on YouTube, I show you how to make the R sound. Okay. I give a video on the L sound. But you know what? It doesn't work for everybody. You know why? Because everybody's tongue is different. The inside of your mouth is actually different compared to the next guy. Some people have a long tongue. Some people have a short tongue. Some people have a wide tongue. Some people have a thin tongue. Some people's tongue doesn't do anything. It's a dumb tongue. My tongue, I can make a U. My wife and my son Jimmy, they can like make an S with their tongue. It's a muscle. And because it's different for everybody, the way you master pronunciation is going to be different from the next person. There are general rules, but there's no perfect rule. So you have to fix pronunciation first if you want to be good at speaking. Now, what happens? You fix your pronunciation. How do you feel? Ooh, you feel confident. Once you have confidence, now you're going to want to start speaking and talking and engaging with people. That's so important. What do you talk about? What about your vocabulary? What about your grammar? That's the next step. And that's something we do in camp. Actually, we're going to be starting an English boot camp end of July for everybody. We have English camp in China. We're going to start that for the rest of the world, probably the end of July. So camp would be excellent for you, for everybody. Let me see here. How to improve my listening comprehension? Yeah, get my daily dictation. Will learners ever be fluent at watching films without subtitles and understand? Oh, absolutely. Understanding everything? No, but understanding 95%? Yes. I got that way in Korean. Absolutely. Can I join your camp, especially Perf? I would love it. You're the best. You're the best. Is this your normal speaking speed? Faster when you talk to us? Not really. Maybe a little bit. It is closed. Yeah, Yeah, we started the month already. Do you remember Korean? 안녕하세요. 반갑습니다. 저는 셰인입니다. 저는 영어 강사이고 지금 버몬트에서 살고 있는데 가족들이랑 뭐 아들 2마리, 고양이 3마리, 개 1마리, 시어머님? How do I say? 장모님도 계시고 물론 우리 아내도 있습니다. There's my Korean. I want to take another chance for live classes because when I got it, that's your fault. You did not take advantage of it. Do you have any tips to those who want to become a translator? Get used to AI. Learn how to use AI. I'm serious. Translator, that's one of those iffy areas. You need to be better at AI than anybody else. Otherwise, AI will replace you. If there's 100 translators in 2 years, 95 of them are going to lose their job. Only the top 5 are going to keep their job, and they're using AI. So take my advice. That's what you need to do. You need to master AI. I'm from Taiwan. I love your videos. That's so cool. Thank you so much. How do you pronounce Betty can hear me? Yeah, he can hear me. Betty can hear me. Shub, how's my pronunciation? Shub, you should take my perf class. I'm serious. If you want it, I'll give it to you. But don't be lazy though. You got to do the lessons. How to improve my writing skills? Use AI. I'm not joking. Now, you can go to a teacher and learn how to write. Keep your sentences short. That's my advice. Keep your sentences short and use AI. Armageddon. Is the A short O? Yeah, it's the first A. It's a short O plus R. That's right. Armageddon. Writing skills. Yep. How do I pronounce the U? Good. Good is what we call a short double O, and but is a short U, but it can also be a schwa. Your pronunciation is so clear, I don't even need to wear my hearing aids, but still understand what you say. I like to say that, everybody, if your pronunciation is perfectly clear, deaf people or people who are hard of hearing can see what you're saying and understand you perfectly. The more clearly you speak, the easier it is for people who are hard of hearing or people who are deaf. I have a deaf cousin, and she has no problem understanding me. None at all. You guys are too nice. Thank you so much. Good morning. Hey, Nearton, another brother from another mother. How can I do that? What do you mean, how can you do that? Join. Do I do personal lessons like one-on-one lessons? Extremely rare. The last one-on-one lesson I did was with an actor. And he had an audition, and his audition was Friday, and he hired me on Monday. And he hired me for 1 hour. It's very expensive. And we did basically 5 minutes a day for 5 days. Maybe 10. I guess it was, no, we did, yeah, so 10 minutes a day. Yeah, basically 5 minutes in the morning, 5 minutes at night for 5 days. That's what we did. It's very expensive. Um, and he was successful. So my personal private lessons are ridiculously expensive because I only do it for people who have a significant, very clear goal. And usually it's tied to money. And usually it's tied to lots of money. So because of that, I charge a lot of money, but it works. But my other coaches will do private lessons. They're not cheap either, but they will. So if you're interested in private lessons, I strongly do not recommend private lessons. I really do not. It's almost always a waste of money unless you have a very clear goal. And I mean a quantifiable goal and a deadline. It's not just, "Oh, I think I'm gonna do it this year. This year I'm gonna have a private teacher. We'll make maybe Tuesdays and Thursday." No, that's a flake. We don't want that. Oh, we'll take your money if you're rich. We'll take your money. But you're gonna hate it. You're gonna be bored. The teacher's gonna be bored. The teacher's not gonna like it. Or worst case scenario, you're gonna become friends. And friends never become good teachers because they're friends. So I really am against personal lessons. Send an email. Yes. I think small business will get rid of translators entirely for AI, but in professional settings, yes, when it comes to translators, like I said, the top 5% will stay. And we need them because of nuance. AI can't replace humans in the sense that, I mean, robots can replace humans. AI can replace humans, but not all humans. Okay. Um, you just can't do it. At McDonald's, you can have robots, but at a very good steakhouse, you can't have robots. It's sight, it's smell, it's sense. You got to sense when something is perfect, right? Only a human can do that. Only a human can handle unpredictable situations. Only a human can be in chaos, and yet it's logical chaos. When AI is in chaos, it's illogical, and we can recognize that. But humans, when they are in chaos, it's a logical form of chaos, and AI can't do that. So there will be jobs for translators, but 95 out of 100 are going to lose it. I know a 46-year-old woman who's trying to learn English, and I want to help her, but she's a beginner, almost intermediate. Do you want me to share you to her? Oh, that's you use this as an opportunity to teach. The best way to learn something, you guys know this, the best way to learn something is to teach what you've learned. Thank you so much because of the useful information. I don't have any problem in pronunciation. I forget all of the words and grammar when I want to speak. Maybe I fear. Yeah, exactly. Don't worry about the grammar. Seriously, don't worry about the grammar. Now, eventually you want to. See, if in my classes, we have something called RSM. RSM is repeat, shadow, mimic. And this method, no other teacher teaches it like me. This method is so powerful in fixing vowel pronunciation and sentence structure, meaning grammar. It's a right brain activity. Remember I talked about the left brain and the right brain? When you're speaking, everybody, is a right brain activity. It's not a left brain activity. Speaking is a left brain activity if you have a script. Then it's a left brain activity. But normally when you're speaking to your mom, when you're speaking to your husband, when you're speaking to your child, you're not thinking, you're just speaking. It's a right brain activity. So your right brain doesn't know grammar. So your right brain is going to be confused. So my RSM method actually trains your right brain, to fix your grammar. It's amazing. And your vowel pronunciation, which is very amazing. Good afternoon, everybody. It's 2:00 in Brazil. Coach Shane, you're a great teacher. Thank you. Oh, obrigado. Thank you so much. How to improve listening skills. I have bad hearing and need to wear hearing aids. Yeah. Well, if your hearing aids are good, watch my daily dictation videos on YouTube. Watch my daily dictation videos on YouTube. They will help you so much. Okay? I really recommend that. Thank you for your lessons. Don't stop. Don't worry, Duna. I won't. My goal is to understand everybody like I understand when you are speaking. Greetings from Poland. Dziękuję is my pronunciation, okay? Dziękuję. Thank you. Absolutely, Caltinex. Yeah, DDM. So if I recommend a class, Christoph, Krzysztof. Ooh, that's tough. Krzysztof, is that okay? DDM, you would love DDM. That's exactly what we teach. Yeah. All right. I am going to finish up pretty quickly here. But give me one or two more questions so I can answer them. I love to answer your questions. Chris, that's much easier. Chris, how do you pronounce what did you and what do you? Yeah, so Don, so what did you, what do you, what did you, what do you, what did you, what did you, what do you, what did you, what do you, what did you, what do you, what you, what you, what you, what you. The first one is going to usually have a J pronunciation, and the second one will not. That's the biggest difference, Don. Yes, please watch those videos. Gracias por todo. What's todo mean? What is todo? Should we use the shadowing technique to get rid of our accent? No, that's not going to help get rid of your accent at all. It's not going to help at all. Accent is not that important, Duna. But if you want to get rid of your accent, you have to learn pronunciation. That's what you have to do. You have to clean up pronunciation. Shadowing. This is why it's so frustrating as an English coach. So repeating and shadowing and mimicking, these are three crucial elements that you should be utilizing. And many teachers talk about it, but I'm sorry, they talk about it wrong. You can't repeat everything, you can't shadow everything, and you shouldn't mimic everything. There are some things you repeat, there are some things you shadow, there are some things you mimic. There are time constraints for shadowing and repeating. You don't do everything. There's methods on how you do it. Do you have a script? Do you not have a script? Do you watch the video? Do you not watch the video? This is a very complicated thing. And it depends on you and the subject and your understanding. All of this is tied together. So this is RSM is so powerful. S will do nothing with your accent. It will do nothing. This is why you guys really should join my camp. Camp is coming in July, maybe August. It's the bomb. It's really great. Yeah, you really should join it. Do you recommend kids shows to learn a language where they talk slow and simpler? Absolutely not. Kids speak a different language, okay? It's like reading a Harry Potter book in English. It's a different language. Children speak one way, adults speak another way. If you're going to study children's English, you're going to sound like a child. No, I do not recommend that at all. I like when you do Country Shane. He needs to come back. He'll be back soon. T plus U is chew. D plus U is Jew. Yeah, I say T plus Y is CH and D plus Y is J. That's right. Do you speak Chinese? 一点点. Or do you want to learn Chinese in the future? I'm learning a little bit. 新年快乐,恭喜发财, สนายพัน,จวน的咖啡. That's a little bit of Chinese. What is the secret of learning English? Which part are we missing? I talked about that, Nihat. You learned backwards. That's the big problem. And the other thing is now, even though you learn backwards, if you want to learn, it needs to be interesting. It needs to be engaging both ways, input and output. You need guidance, and it needs to be personally affecting you. It has to be involved with your personal life. It's the only way to master it. Noma, nice to see you. Love your way of teaching. Thank you very much. Don, thank you, teacher. Really, you are great. Thank you. Leah, are you going live every day? Not every day. I'm still trying to pick the time and the day, but we will be going live a lot more. You're going to talk about tips for vocabulary. Should I do that today? The British accent. The British accent is quite lovely. Thank you very much, Hannah. You have a great day too. Thank you. The British accent is quite lovely, especially the received pronunciation. Indeed, it sounds very sophisticated and intellectual. At times, however, it can sound a bit condescending. But anyway, Americans in general really like the British accent because it sounds so smart. Indeed, it does. I must agree. There's the British accent for you. Vocabulary. All right, this will be my last question. If you are a student, sorry, you got to memorize. There's no other way. Because you have a test, your teacher's going to give you a test, and you need to pass the test. You have to. There's no choice. That's the fact. If you are an adult, meaning you're done with school, you work, you're married, you have a kid, you're retired, English is part of your job, English is your hobby, you like to travel, you need English. In that situation, the vocabulary you need to learn is the vocabulary in your life right now in your language. Okay? So today I had a camp in China, an English camp online. And we talked about when you get on an airplane, before you're in the air, the flight attendants will give you a safety briefing. They're going to tell you where the doors are. They're going to tell you about the oxygen masks so you can breathe. They're going to tell you how to put on the life vest so if you're in the water, you can float. They're going to give you all of this information. In your language, is that complicated? Yes or no? In your language, is that information complicated? Yes or no? Put your answer. I'll wait. I got to wait. There's a delay, so I have to wait. Is that information that the flight crew gives you, is it complicated? Yes or no? In your language. No, it's not. Absolutely, it's not. Thank you very much. Yeah, it is not complicated. It's easy. Wait a minute. What about that same information in English? Is it easy? No, it's not. Everything in that flight, everything in that situation is basic English. There are some special vocabulary words, but it's essentially basic English. And I guarantee almost all of you would not understand what a flight attendant is saying in English. And even really good people who think their English is really good, when I do this lesson, they're like, oh my God, I can't believe it. I don't understand. I mean, I understand because I know the situation, but I can't hear the words. What's the vocabulary? Oh my God. It's people think they need these big words. They need to memorize new words. No, you need to understand the words you already know and how we use them. That's what you need to do. This is what I teach. Uh, you need for vocabulary, like I said earlier, what's your hobby? Do you like cooking? Oh, good, good. What kind of cooking? Oh, you like cooking Mexican food. Oh, great, great. What kind of Mexican food? Soups, burritos. With I don't know. I mean, I don't know what what types of Mexican food there are. But what you should be doing, if you love to cook spicy Mexican food and you are not listening to a Mexican food podcast, you're not reading a Mexican food blog, you're not watching a Mexican food video, why not? That's your English. So let's say you're Polish and you love spicy Mexican food. Great. And you want to speak English. One of the first things you should start doing is listening to podcasts, watching videos, reading blog posts about spicy Mexican food in English. Because you know everything in Polish, now you're just getting the English version. Get a notebook, write down the words. It'll be so much easier for you to remember and memorize those words. Why? Because it's your language. It's what you do. It's your stuff. It's personalized to you. That's the best way to learn new vocabulary. Does that make sense? Yeah, Luciana, exactly. In our language, it's easy, but in English, ay, ay, ay. All right. I hope this wasn't boring. Was it interesting? Did you enjoy it? I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you so much. Christy Wu. Hi, Shane, for listening. If I see the subscription is okay, but if I just listen, I cannot follow up. I'm not sure what your question is, Christy. I try and ask again, Christy. Try and ask again. I'm not sure I understand the question, so I'll wait for her to reword her question, and then I'll call it a day. I gotta go eat. I'm hungry. Man, I'm so busy today. I'm like so busy. Look at my schedule. This is my schedule today. And right now it's what is it? 1:15. Ah, I'm so busy. Help me, please. Somebody please come and help me. I need help. When will I go live again? I'm not exactly sure. How can I improve my listening? Okay. I don't know exactly when. Uh, Maybe tomorrow, not Tuesday and not Wednesday. I know for sure I won't be live Tuesday or Wednesday, but maybe Thursday. Um, oh, please, Don, I need help. That's good to see you, George. How you doing, George? Christy, for your listening skills, do you know my daily dictation videos? Do you know my daily dictation videos? Yes or no? They're on YouTube. Your last name is Wu, so I will assume you're Chinese. They're also on Bilibili in China. Millions of views. I really recommend my daily dictation videos. That's your start for listening skills. If you like my daily dictation videos on YouTube, they're all free. If you like those videos, I absolutely recommend you join my classes. Everybody, if you're still here, see my email address right here. It says contact. There you go. Contact at letsmasterenglish.com. Contact at letsmasterenglish.com. Send me an email. If you're serious, I don't want anybody who's not serious. If you're serious, send me an email right now today and say, hey, Coach Shane said I can try VIP for free with live classes. Send an email right now and my staff will send you that. Only if you're serious. If you're not going to be serious, then don't do it because we only do this once. We keep everybody's email. And if somebody asks again, nope, you weren't serious, we're not going to do it. We don't like flakes. Seriously, that's why I say don't study with me unless you're serious, like Luciana and Hannah and Nearton. Those are not students, they're tigers. They're very serious. Yeah. So anyway, Christy, you can try that too. Lesson, listen. Lesson, listen. Short E, short I. Thanks for your Easy Expression podcast. They're awesome. Thank you so much. It was interesting. All right, guys, I am out of here. Thank you so much for joining me today. And I will be back. I don't know when. Maybe tomorrow. Probably not. Maybe Thursday. Good chance for Thursday. For sure next weekend. I know for sure also it's not going to be Tuesday and it's not going to be Wednesday. But thank you. Have a great day, evening, morning, whatever it is, and I'll talk to you soon. Take care, guys. Bye-bye. Send you the link. No link, just send an email right here. You see it right here? I can't do this backwards. Contact at letsmasterenglish.com. You got it, Christy? You got it? You got it, man? Contact at letsmasterenglish.com. It's not in the description. You guys can't see it. It's in the look at my picture. Do you see my finger? Are you on your phone? Maybe that's why you can't use it. Can't see it. Ay, ay, ay. Okay, I'll type it. Hold up. I can type. At uh, 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 dot. There you go. Okay, you got it. Good, 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 good. All right. That's it. Thanks, guys. Take care. Bye-bye.